50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and I hope you guys enjoyed the cruise cinematic portion of this video. As you guys can clearly see on the screen right now, our top of descent point is approaching us very rapidly, so it's time to start entering some destination data within the MCDU down here. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's commence our descent as well. So, ILS approach into ILS approach into runway 27, as we had discussed in the previous episode. The current altimeter setting at Mumbai happens to be 1006, so let's go ahead and enter that in here. And the current temperature happens to be 26 degrees, so it's pretty warm. However, it's also very humid, considering it's the monsoon season in Mumbai at the moment, and there's going to be a lot of rain showers that have been predicted. The visibility, in fact, is down to 1,500 meters only, so it's about 1.5 kilometers. Transition altitude, we can again go ahead and check using our Navigraph charts. As you guys can see, I've clearly pulled up the charts here. Transition level is assigned by ATC, but since we don't have ATC at the moment, we can go ahead and use the transition altitude, which is 4,000 feet, as you guys can see there. So let's go ahead and set 4,000 feet in the transition altitude section, and the decision height happens to be 207 feet. So let's go ahead and enter that here as well. So 207 feet in the barrow. Perfect, and that is the destination data all entered, and I think we are ready to start our descent. So I think we're about 80 nautical miles, maybe 90 nautical miles away from the start of our approach. So if we do a nice managed descent at around 1,200 to 1,300 feet per minute, right after we hit this Opaka waypoint, I think that should put us on the right course as well as speed to get into ILS 27 approach at Mumbai. So let's go ahead and dial our altitude down all the way to, I'd say, what's the glide slope capture altitude? Let me just check that here. So the approach starts at 2,900 feet and the localizer capture happens at 16,010 feet. So 2,900 feet seems like a good altitude to enter. Let's switch this to hundreds, and 2,900 feet is set. Let's put that to manage descent mode so we can start the descent, and actually we'll put vertical speed of around 700 to 800 feet per minute of vertical speed. There we go, and we have started to descend. I don't know what's happening there with that. Okay, I think we might have to set the vertical speed. There we go. Now we've set the vertical speed, and the vertical speed counter is beginning to rise on the primary flight display, as you guys can see there. So yeah, I cleaned up the route as well. I don't know if you guys saw the first episode. If you guys haven't checked it out, it was a beautiful departure out of Hyderabad International Airport, doing this domestic hop. So if you guys missed that episode, check it out. But in the episode, I mentioned that our arrival procedure into Mumbai was very convoluted. So I had to clean up some stuff. I had to take off some waypoints out of the route so we have a more straightforward arrival into runway 27. So I've done that, and I think it should be relatively okay. So we're about 101 nautical miles away from this Romeo 72 waypoint, and we should be arriving there pretty soon. So 800 feet per minute rate of descent looks to be good. That should get us down to a sufficient altitude where we can start reducing our speed, taking the flaps, taking the gear, and I will let you guys enjoy the descent in stages, and I won't keep narrating it because I think there's a lot to look out for in the next few minutes. So I'll leave you guys to it then. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed that little descent cinematics as well. And as you guys can clearly see, we're at 18,700 feet, and I've currently programmed our descent entirely. We're descending at 2,000 feet per minute, and as such, I have also engaged the seatbelts for to get the passengers as well as the flight attendants to sit down during the descent phase of the flight. As for the actual descent itself, I have the charts pulled up here. So we're currently over here, and we've just come from Opaka. I'm going to head direct to the start of our arrival into runway 27. So we're going to be heading directly to this Foxtrot India 27 waypoint, which is less than 40 nautical miles away. So the actual landing is going to be happening less than 40 nautical miles away from us, which I am pretty excited about. So we need to start descending at a rapid pace here, or we're going to have to do a few loops before we come in for the landing. But I think we should be able to do it. We're about 17,000 feet right now, and we're descending as well at quite a decent rate. We're going to go ahead and set 1006 here on the standby altimeter so we don't forget it later on. And we're also going to arm low auto brake, considering the runway at Mumbai, runway 27, which I can show you guys, has an adequate length. So the length of the runway is nearly 3.5 kilometers, so we're not going to be needing medium auto brake for this. Just low auto brake with idle reverse should be enough to slow us down, even on a wet surface. So thunderstorms are clearly reported, and I'm pretty sure you guys saw it in the descent phase as well. There's been quite a bit of lightning. I saw a rainbow as well, which was pretty cool to see. But yeah, as you guys can clearly see on the weather radar as well, there's quite a bit of precipitation in the clouds as we come closer. So as we start descending below the cloud layer, we're also going to go ahead and engage the anti-ice systems so as to not get too much icing occurring on the surface of the aircraft. But apart from that, we're looking all good. In fact, I think we're approaching a little too fast here, so we might have to do a couple left and right turns, maybe get into a holding pattern so that we can continue descending, because I'm pretty sure our rate of descent is quite harsh here from what I can see right now. So, quite mellow, and I can't really go for 2,500 feet per minute because that's a little bit too much. But yeah, so now that we're at 270 knots, we can also go ahead and disarm the spoilers. I had the lever of shame extended in order to get us slowed down to a certain a significant amount. And yeah, we're going to be descending through those clouds any minute now. Let's take a look at what we can see down there. Nothing much. We see a little bit of plains. I think we're over Pune right now, which is in Maharashtra, the same state as Mumbai, but it's another city. Not as big as Mumbai, but still there nevertheless. I remember taking many road trips back in my day to Pune. That used to be very, very fun. 13,200 feet is what we're at right now. And yeah, as soon as we get to around 10,000 feet, I'm going to have to try and arrest our descent and start doing some holding patterns as we fly around the aerodrome before we come in for a landing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, getting close to 10,000 feet at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and take heading select mode, and we're going to do a little bit of a left turn here so we don't start traveling closer to the airport. So just doing a little left turn to try and bleed off that extra bit of altitude we have right now. And while doing that, we're also going to try to get below 250 knots, because that's also important. We can slow down our rate of descent to maybe 1,700 feet per minute. That way, at least the aircraft has a chance to slow down. Currently, we're in breach of FAA regulations as we're flying above 250 knots below 10,000 feet. Speaking of 10,000 feet, we can also go ahead and get the landing lights up and running, along with the wing lights as well. We can leave the taxi and turn off lights off for now. We can get that on when we're on final approach. There we go, taking that left turn, and we're going to be coming back, so... Ooh, look at that lightning. Alright, also turning on the anti-ice systems as we dip below the layer of cloud. Here we go. Now we should be secure. Let's see what the passengers see out the window. Beautiful. I think Mumbai should just be over there. Yeah, I can see the ocean there in the distance as well. And the speed brakes are extended. We're trying to slow down as best as possible. 8,000 feet. If you guys remember, our transition level is going to be 7,000. Wait, no. Is it 7,000 or is it 4,000? Let me check that real quick. Let's go into the performance page. Next page, 4,000 feet. Okay, we don't have to worry about setting the local altimeter just yet. Okay, we can continue taking that left turn and do a full loop pattern. And by the time we do that loop, I think we should be at a sufficient altitude to begin our approach. We can also arm the landing system here. There we go. Localizer and glide slope are active, which is a good sign, which means that we are close enough to the airport for all of that stuff to start mattering now. So that's good. Let's also start slowing ourselves down to 240 knots or so. Ooh, look at that lightning. Yeah, we're in the thick of the clouds now. Should start seeing some scenery as we dip below these clouds. I hope the cloud layer is not too low. I want to be able to show you guys my home city. Well, let's continue taking that left turn. We need to do a complete loop here. Here we go. Turning heading 060. Perfect. 6,200 feet and descending still. We can slow down our rate of descent even further now, down to about 1,200 feet per minute. I don't know why we're still maintaining 2,100. I think it's because we're getting kicked around by the clouds here. But yeah, this looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, having not flown in a simulator like this in so long, this just looks absolutely, truly marvelous. But very turbulent indeed. Alright, continue that left turn now. Coming all the way around. Ooh, look at that. And I think we can start to see some scenery here as well. 240 knots. We can go ahead and take the spoilers in. And 5,000 feet is where we're at right now. Continue slowing ourselves down, but arrest the rate of descent here as well. And I think we can get reestablished on the path here as well. So just continue turning our aircraft, turning this baby. Maybe 1,500 feet per minute vertical speed can still continue as we get further down. Glide slope is still way up, so that's a problem. But I guess we'll deal with that as and when it comes. Let's slow ourselves down to 220 knots. There we go, there's Foxtrot 127. And I think we should be able to slow down by the time we get to that. That's about 15 nautical miles away or so, so I think we're doing fine at the moment. We're getting sort of a tailwind, so I don't know why we're not being helped. Maybe a few more speed brakes required still. There we go. We're getting the wind now. We can see the rainbow. Look at that. Fantastic. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the nose light as well as the runway turn-offs just so we don't forget it. I'm also going to get the windshield wipers running on both sides. I don't know why the windshield wiper is not working, but I hope it does when we actually end up needing it in a second or two. 2,800 feet is what we're going to be looking at, and let's try flying towards our Foxtrot 127. Oh, we have a mountain in front of us. Well, this is going to be truly interesting.
2,000.
I totally didn't see the mountains. Okay. Below 230 knots, we can now start using the flaps. So let's deploy flaps. Oh, okay. Let's not get a warning, please. Let's stay below 220. There we go. Let's get down to 200 knots, in fact. If that can be helped. There we go. We can set altimeter to standard. Take that off of standard and set it to 1006. Here we go. I have no visibility of what's in front of us. I hope there's no mountains. I hope we don't go crashing into the side of some huge megastructure, which I don't think we are. Yeah, no, I think we're clear of all the mountains and stuff. But that was a close call. That was very interesting. I think it's beeping at us to try to tell us to lower our landing gear, which we can also do. There we go. Let's drop the landing gear and take flap 2 as well. 200 knots. Slow ourselves down to 180. And I think everything's looking good. The glide slope is above us. And in fact, Mumbai has pretty good visibility amidst all of this cloud nonsense going on. Where's our runway? That's what I'm wondering. Runway 27 happens to be over there, past that little mountain structure. Hopefully we can figure this out by the time we get there. Look at that. Beautiful. Still have a little bit of scenery loading in. We don't really have any rain, so we can get rid of the windshield wipers. Here we go. We can also get rid of the anti-ice systems. No longer need that. Perfect. Let's go ahead and arm the spoilers. And let's continue slowing down to 170 knots or so. Perfect. And I think, yeah, there's the runway. Beautiful. We can see the runway over there in the distance as well. And as we get closer, we can arm the localizer as well. Now, let me just go ahead and check the missed approach altitude for this runway. So it happens to be 3,800 feet. So once we capture the localizer and glide slope, I'm going to engage the approach mode, and we're going to set 3,800 over here. And we can set managed. Oh, no. I think we're doing just fine without managed at the moment. There we go. We have traffic in front of us. Hopefully that can get out of our way by the time we land. But yeah, this looks absolutely fantastic, guys. Look at that. The sun peeking through the clouds, coming down. You can see the rain showers over there, and also the rainbow over there in the distance as well. That looks fantastic. There we go. Peacefully arriving into Mumbai. What's up with our performance right now? Getting about 37 frames per second. I think this airport is not very well optimized by the freeware team, so I think a few performance hits are to be expected. There we go. I think we're bang on the localizer at the moment, so let's just go ahead and arm the localizer. So we're set there, and we can continue reducing our speed. Let's also make sure the approach face is armed. I don't think it is. Is it armed?
2,500.
Approach face is indeed armed right now. Perfect. Slowing down to 160 knots, and we have our glide slope coming in, peeking in from the top there as well.
2,500.
So as soon as it drops below this little circle over here, I'm gonna arm the approach mode, and we can continue reducing our speed and taking flaps as well. And we should have good visibility of the runway over there. Perfect. There we go, guys. Talk about navigating through tough circumstances and still making it. We're literally the epitome of that concept. Okay, I don't know why I think we're getting tossed around quite a bit here. All right, we can go ahead and arm the approach. I don't want any more mishaps. We can also go ahead and take 3,800 feet as missed approach altitude. Hand all speed related controls over to autopilot and start taking flaps. So flap 3 can come down. Ground spoilers are armed. Seat belts, no smoking is armed. Landing lights are on. All of the lights, in fact, are on that we need. We've been in this flight for over 1 hour and 3 minutes. In fact, a little bit longer, actually. 1 hour and 12 minutes since the time we started to get pushed back. Glide slope is now active. Localizer is now active as well, and we're following everything perfectly. We have the OM signal from the ILS beacon, and we're slowing down. Let's take flap full. Perfect. Glide slope is armed. Localizer is armed. Everything is good to go. So, because of the rains and because of the current weather conditions, I'm going to wait a while before disconnecting the autopilot. But if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I think a large part of that is also because I'm kind of scared to take manual control. It's been 2 months since I've flown an aircraft in any simulator. Look at that. We have a rainbow. Wow. Looks brilliant. How about the right side? What do we see? We have a few slums over there. Is that a swimming pool? I think that's a swimming pool. Wow. Looks brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Alright. We're below 2,000 feet. I think I can take manual control, but I'm going to continue letting it do its thing. We're coming in nice and easy, so I mean, why break it if it's working fine, right? Alright, cabin check is the last thing we're supposed to do. There we go. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing, said our very American captain / first officer in this Indigo flight. Wow. This is gonna look great in the replay, guys. I'm gonna put a little little thing as part of the wing view of how our approach and landing looked like. It's gonna be fantastic. Alright, coming down below 1,500 feet, and I think it's time to face my fears and just disconnect the autopilot already. There we go. Autopilot disconnected. My aircrafto. Okay. Let's just continue letting it do its thing. Perfect. I can't get over how beautiful this approach into Mumbai is. I'm surprised I've never flown into my home city. I should probably do Singapore as well. That's where I'm currently based. I've done Vancouver already. I don't know if you guys have checked that episode out. We did a beautiful flight from Calgary in Canada all the way to Vancouver. That's where my university is. It was a fun flight. I'm trying to chase the glide slope here as well. Sorry about that. Should probably focus on the landing right now. Sterile cockpit and everything. Alright, 1,000 feet. Stabilize and misapproach altitude is set. 1,000 feet as enunciated. A little bit of wind from the east there. Only 8 knots, not too much. You can see the rain falling over there. I don't know if you guys see that in the distance. I'm going to try to point it out with my mouse. Look at that. You can see that little rain shower. Okay, we have 2 reds and 2 whites in the poppies. I don't want to lose that, so I'm going to focus. In fact, let's try to get a little bit more centered. Might have to crab at the end here. Yeah, that wind is really starting to become a crosswind here. As you guys can see on the top left of the navigation display down there. Alright, yeah, we might have to turn a little bit to the left while still maintaining altitude. There we go.
300.
Yeah, it's a very windy approach. Continue coming down.
100 above.
100 above.
200. Minimum.
Continuing.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
There we go. Beautiful touchdown. Let's take a reverse thrust. And let's give idle reverse. And we're slowing down. There we go, 70 knots, reverse disabled. And we can take manual braking and vacate over here on the right. Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mumbai International Airport, my home city. Nothing more I could have asked for that approach. Terrific weather, amazing scenery, beautiful aircraft. What else could you want? Getting a little bit of rain showers here as well, but we're going to be taking a right turn and tracking all the way back here. So I'm going to slow ourselves down considerably, not that much. And we can take these spoilers in, take the flaps in here as well. And we can get rid of the weather radar. Don't want to give people cancer. Get rid of the predicted wind shear. And we can get rid of all of these notifications on the MCP. Or not the MCP, the FCU is what it's called in the Airbus, the flight control unit. There we go. Getting rid of all of that. And that was, I would call that a successful landing after 2 months of not flying anything, in my books, baby. And we can also probably get rid of the landing lights here as well. Here we go. Landing lights can come off during daytime. Wing light can come off. Strobe light can go to auto. Runway turnoff can go off. And nose light can come to taxi. We can also get the APU started up. So just going to wait for the APU flap to open down here as well. Flap is open. There we go. Start up the APU. and it should get started up by the time we get to our stand at Terminal 2. So let's take a look at where we're going in terms of the taxi procedure. So looking at the airport charts, again, this is so convenient to have Navigraph charts built into the simulator. I'm just going to make sure that I'm going straight here. There we go, perfect. All right, so we're tracking back across this Lima taxiway. I think it's the November taxiway. We're going to be crossing this runway over here, which is runway 32/14, and we're going to be going, taking November, and then getting onto Mike, and then probably taking the hotel taxiway here and parking anywhere we want at Terminal 2. So, yeah, looks good. Let me know what you guys thought of that landing in the comment section, guys. I think it was pretty good. I can tell you the actual landing rate. It was, it's kind of rough. 244 feet per minute. Felt smoother than that. Maybe that's just the A320's way of trying to keep me motivated. But yeah, it felt way smoother than 244 feet per minute. I think they might have to work on the actual ground effects when you land, because that definitely felt like a less than 200 feet per minute landing to me. Alright, I think this is the runway we're crossing, so let's just go ahead and get the strobe light up and running, and let's get the landing lights on as well. And I forgot to do something, which I'm going to do now. Forgot to turn off the chronometer. There we go. Flight time was around about 1 hour 10 minutes. The actual air time, I meant. And as we approach the end of this runway, we're going to be taking on a left and then a right, as you guys can see there. So I think, yeah, we're just going to go in here. And now that we've crossed the runway, get rid of the landing lights and get rid of the strobe lights as well. Perfect. Take a left. Oh, the aircraft slows down quite a bit when I do that. I don't know why. The lightning is a little fierce. I don't think the sparsely populated clouds like that can produce lightning so vicious. But maybe they can. Who knows? There we go. That's beautiful Terminal 2 over there. We can go and park at any of those gates with jetways available. And we can also take APU bleed as we come in. Start getting that bleed air. Is that an actual AI aircraft? There we go. That's an AI aircraft. Taxiing on the ground. Should have had the aircraft nameplates up. We would know its destination or its origin, as well as what airline that company is. Right, I think we can take a left here, and we can get rid of the taxi light. Don't want to blind any marshalers that might be working close by, and we can go ahead and park right here if we so please. So let's go to the external view, and we'll do just that. Here we go, and I don't know what gate this is. It says it down there, but I can't see it properly. Let me just slow down a little bit. There we go. Oh. It completely just arrests the momentum as soon as I hit the brakes, which is unnatural. I don't know why it does that. And there's the lightning again. We should be able to see what gate this is momentarily. It is gate... I didn't see it. That was my bad. Let's see what gate this is. It's Victor 14. Alright. Victor 14 it is. And please don't come in my way here. I would really hate to trample you as well. Been doing a lot of that lately. If you saw the previous episode, ladies and gentlemen, highly recommend you guys check it out. Alright, let's see if we can stop at the right mark here. I think we can stop... There we go. Somewhere in between all those aircraft markings. We can go ahead and set the parking brake here. And we can go ahead and get rid of the engines as well that the APU is running. And that should pull up this screen. Perfect. We can say continue. I don't know why it does that. I want to disable that. Kills the immersion. And we're waiting for N2 to drop below 20% here so we can turn off the beacon light. And there it goes. Beacon light can now come off. Seatbelt signs can come off. And we can get rid of the fuel pumps here as well. Perfect, ladies and gentlemen. And last thing we can do is we can actually go ahead and connect the jetway here as well, which I hope it'll do. Yes, it will, because the jetways are completely operational. And we also have another beautiful rainbow there to greet us. So, overall, sunshine and rainbows all the way. Let's see if we can get catering and baggage. I doubt it. Normally it doesn't work like that. Yeah, I don't think it works like that. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that beautiful, beautiful arrival into Mumbai, as well as the cruise cinematics and the descent cinematics. I tried to make it all like I used to do it back in the day. If you guys didn't see the previous episode, I mentioned there that it's been a while since I've uploaded a YouTube video, and I want to really get back into making YouTube videos because I had really started to build my viewership as well as my audience here on YouTube, and I was really enjoying doing things for the community, but I haven't done so in 75 days or so. So I really want to get back into it. So if you guys want to show some support, if you guys want to kind of, you know, nudge me on to kind of get on that path again, please make sure to like the videos, maybe subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you guys don't miss out on future videos such as this one, as well as tutorials and product reviews. Wow, that was some beautiful thunder there in the distance. But yeah, if you guys don't want to miss out on all of that content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's extremely important, helps me out, it's absolutely free, so do it. Why not? Anyways, so that's been it. Indigo Flight 5372 signing off. Thanks for flying by.